Hey everybody, welcome back to another RCT2 reviews. Today we are looking at round 6, match 3, I believe. This is Blue Pearl, and today we are joined by Steve, the fearless leader himself. Welcome in.
Hey guys, what's going on?
So, this is practically a solo park of yours, built in, what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was a tough deadline, but it was probably about 2 to 3 weeks, I'd guess. Yeah.
I remember you showing me this layout that you had and this kind of giant waterfall here coming down and thinking we were going to do maybe a full-on landscape park at one point.
Yeah, at one point it was pretty much just gonna be just like no rides at all, just a landscape. But luckily, everybody talked me out of that real quick.
It's a bold choice, and I think given more time and more area, it could potentially work. But there's a lot to that. I like the layout though, sort of almost traditional wooden coaster meets RMC. So you got the nice layering going on there.
Yeah, I wasn't kind of setting out to do any particular style, even though it's an RMC track. I was kind of just going for what I thought looked the best, and kind of just ended up that way.
And then the log flume was kind of second thing that you did. The Hyacinth Falls, sort of this. I mean, again, I don't think you had a manufacturer in mind, but I kind of saw it as sort of an Intamin like Chiapas at Fantasialand, maybe.
Yeah, I think that was partially the inspiration, especially with the airtime held there at the end of the drop. So nothing in mind, especially because it has a vertical lift too. So there was just a kind of me throwing everything at the wall and see what stuck.
I think this ended up being one of my favorite sections of the map, where you have the kind of rock archway here with the waterfall coming down, the little peaks into the coaster, and then this queue going right by it. I like that a lot, just because I can kind of imagine myself walking there and seeing the coaster shoot by and spray water everywhere.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool scene too, having it like kind of integrated into the rock work there, so you can still see the train passing by.
Hmm. I like what you did here, hanging the rock over the sides of the map. It's kind of a nice alternative to just chopping it right at the end. I don't think I had actually noticed that before. That's nice.
Yeah, the man, the I mean, I know we kind of messed up on the rocks there. I probably should have varied those a bit more with Bubsy, but I think trying to make it as, you know, fleshed out as we could, because cutting them off right there at the edge just didn't look the best. And I see now I'm even missing a few spots there, but it ended up okay.
Well, it was a rush to get to the end, and I guess Bubsy did. I'm trying to remember what all he did. I think he kind of started to get this architectural flavor going.
Yeah, he was instrumental in getting that style down. He threw down a few tests off the map in the beginning, and he did that station pretty much all on his own. Great, and I kind of took it away from there on the other stuff that he didn't do.
Hmm. Actually, headed towards the deadline, the map was cut pretty much right across here, and then you expanded it a good 20 squares out in like a day or two.
Yeah, yep. So I think probably right where the broken down van is there at the beginning of the map is where it was, and then probably, yeah, I think what you said is pretty close. The day or two beforehand, we brought it out further.
Well, it fleshed it out nicely. I mean, I know there was criticism in the comments that it was such a small park, but honestly, for getting it done in the time frame that you did, to the detail level that you did, I think it it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, given that it was mostly me pushing through, I wanted to go small. I didn't want to bite off too much that I could chew. So if we had the time at the end and we did to make it a little bigger, then I wanted to take advantage of that for sure.
Well, I'll take small and finished over large and unfinished any day. This is another cool queue
Right.
interact. This is another really cool queue interaction here around the drop. Because I think originally these higher up little walkways are just going to be more scenic elements, so I'm happy to see you integrated in the actual walkway. That'll be a terrifying queue line. that high up off the ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go on that queue line either, probably.
Yeah, that's a lot going on there. Um, so drop tower, coaster, log flume, kind of your three big rides, and then you had a lot of little, supporting stuff like lots of little details. Love this little statue thing here with the flames.
Yeah, Postix makes an appearance in a couple of spots there. I wanted to make sure that the back side of the statue was facing the right way.
Got to be. You can zoom in right there at that glorious ass. Very nice. So, what's your favorite part of the map?
My favorite part of the map, honestly, man, it might be that station that Bubsy did. I mean, that thing is great, and it really set the tone for everything else that followed. Other than that, maybe that log plume spot that you mentioned, I think that's a cool spot too, with the drop.
This
But
is a nice layering here.
yeah, that was tough. I mean, towards the end, it's definitely getting a bit burnt out with trying to make all those layers work with the surroundings, and there was some comments made that some of the rocks weren't really, living up to what it should be, and I agree with that. But pressed for time and trying to make it all work was certainly an obstacle.
Well, and I think that was one of the things that struck me at the beginning was the challenge behind some of the layering. I mean, take for example the station here, where you've got two sections of coaster going up underneath of it, and you still need space for queue and the station itself and everything else. And I was trying to figure out how you would get the structure to even work out underneath of there. And you got this nice archway right there, the coaster shooting through, and then on this side you've got the rocks kind of climbing up to sort of obscure this cut through. A lot of things that you had to think through in order to actually make it work. That's definitely a challenge.
Definitely, yeah. We definitely took some liberties, especially like kind of introducing like those fantasy elements, like of having the coaster cutting in and out of things and trying to make it work by hiding it behind foliage or other structures. So it was a bit tricky, but I think in the end, like it worked.
And I think layering for head to head parks, layering is really what makes the difference. So you've got here with the flume, so you got flume underneath of Q, underneath of ruins, underneath of rocks, underneath an RMC, more rocks, a waterfall, another RMC, more rocks. I mean, it's that kind of snippet of arc that really shows that interaction, because you had to cross the RMC here, but yet it hits on the other side of the log flume here, and then you get a nice little splash going on. So it's a lot to think through, I think, as far as heavy layering goes.
Yeah, definitely. It's tricky, especially trying to get things lined up right when you have the height going for it too. And but yeah, I agree. I think the layering was certainly a, a a benefit of the map that wasn't really something I was going for originally. It was a kind of a happy accident because I usually just throw things at the map and see what sticks, like I said, and it just happened to work out.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was impressed by just how fast everything came up, and certainly the ability to add some nice detail, like the little carts here from the tile inspectors that we've seen pop up everywhere, and a lot of those little type crunch details, all the pathway kind of fragments and everything like that worked well. I'm just a big fan in general of rock work with nice waterfalls and kind of lush landscape. I think that looks really nice.
Yep, always a winning combination. I think with that and all the layering that was done and just the overall vibe, um, definitely brought it to a successful point of submitting. So I'm happy with that.
Is this the first park you did without a Steve tree in it?
There's no Steve trees. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, there's a few trees that are palms. I think that are lined up. But other than that, it's nothing like my signature style, probably.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't see it. So wow, that's the first right there.
That's right. There's some interesting stuff on the map still, I think, and I hope there's a lot of fun little vignettes too with the staff members from the team. So I think that's adds an element of fun to the
Yeah,
map.
like the Lemuria plane here. That's kind of having some trouble, and here I guess you're you're dead, and here's Bubsy.
Yep,
That's funny.
I didn't make it. This is the last park, so I'm dead and done.
But Logan's here though, as he should be.
Logan's there. He's gonna have to go on without me, I guess.
Well, and that's a fun thing that I haven't necessarily pointed out in all of our parks for anybody who's been watching the series, that Logan is in all of the Logan's Run parks, so you got to make sure you can go find him. Nice little Easter egg.
Yeah, my dog Logan, he makes an appearance in all of our parks, so everybody gotta go and find him.
There you go. So the scavenger hunt mission to give yourself some more things to look at.
That's right.
Well, any other thoughts on this?
I don't think so. I guess in closing, I mean, for me, it was great to work with Bugsy, and you know, the capacity that he was able to work in with me. It was a lot of fun. I had fun building it, regardless of the time constraints. So I think we ended up with something special anyway.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much. We will be back for the next episode, which will be the park that we went up against, Gangland. So I'll have that one here in the next video. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Steve. I appreciate you doing the video.
Yeah, thanks, man. Happy to do it. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We will catch you in the next one. Bye now.